on vigor of the waves of skimming, barren summits to the verdant plains. Each horizon is a new beginning, rise and reign. Far from the fjords and the ice-cold currents, brave and soar over new frontiers.
Do you also wanna spam damage cap with any melee? Oh well, that just now was Siam, now that's hate. And now let's try the counterpart, Harmony. The old lovely Nikana Prime, Dual Icor, Glaive Prime and Cerata. I had to make the last two extra spicy, since the one I used in the beginning of video was also Cerata. Let's start off the build with the details, which is Rauta, the machine to generate combo points. Mine's built like that. Multi-shot, fire rate, magazine capacity, fire rate, magazine capacity, some less recoil, soft hands for accuracy and recoil, and driven for fire rate, magazine capacity and minus damage. Lock and loaded, just so whenever I need the combos, it's fully loaded up. Primary dexterity to extend the combo duration, just in case I wanna go something else than Naramon. Since we already at the focus school, we got Naramon with power spike for the quality of life, for our melee combo counter to decay every 5 instead of just completely decaying. In case you wanna mess up with other ones, Madurai to max out the ability strength possibility. You don't really need Uneiru, Vazarin if you want to stack some. I never stack the combo points, the Rauta and the heavy efficiency is just enough. And Zenurik if you having problems with energy. And we of course using Grimoire for the Vom invocation, for even more ability strength. Crack Anticle, this is wherever. Secondary dexterity for some extra combo duration of course. And Pistol Riven mode or any other, like if you don't have exactly the same as I do. Just so you can like get some Riven unveils meanwhile. Like you don't really need anything else than Vom invocation, some multi-shot for it to get it faster, and Prime Fulmination, because why not? That's my personal Cerata build. Every single thrown weapon I use on Kullervo that you ever see in any of my videos, it's not Glaive, it's Cerata. The big dumb is Cerata. Standard thrown build for the biggest damage, Killing Blow, Amalgam Organ Shatter, no melee elementalist, no, we don't need that. We have anyway cap on the heavy attack wind up, focus energy to cap out to 90% heavy attack efficiency, volatile quick return because it just gives blast radius on explosion. And I just hate when the glaives bounce, so that's like all in perfect for me. Power Throw, the biggest multiplicative damage, Primed Fever Strike to forge corrosive. It's not that needed as it was before to always have corrosive, so you can use viral if you don't have nourish or you don't wanna use nourish. Or to be fair, you can use any element you need now. I just stay with corrosive because I'm lazy to swap my builds, and I think that's the most needed one, since GRIMOIRE is the only tanky you need. And for the corpus, Cerata has guaranteed toxin proc, so it will deal with them just as fine. So we don't really need anything else than corrosive, in my opinion at least. Cold, only because I have this Riven, yeah? This is the only reason I have cold on it. Some elemental damage from it, all I need. And prime pressure point with melee exposure. And our loyal lovely Mecha Dog for the primer, set like this. Calculate the redirection to reach for Reinforced Bond for even faster Rauta shooting, Aerial Bond and Primed Pack Leader for the survival of it, Momentous Bond for some extra spice with the amount of debuffs it can put, Manifold Bond to get the weapon status effects from Synergized Prospectus, which is our two best things to combo up to get all the primer work. And you can use, lately I've been using the Disarm, but you can use any audit mod. And I have Batoten build like this, since I'm using Nourish on my Kullervo. Pretty simple, as many status effects, but nothing really important other than the corrosive and heat. Quick run over the abilities before we go to the main thing. Passive, simple thing, 75% heavy attack efficiency, which means on a heavy attack not the entire combo counter gets consumed, and 100 heavy attack wind up speed on all melee weapons. And that also means all the thrown weapons getting the wind up to be thrown faster. And the 75% heavy attack, this is why I'm using focus energy, because the 90% is a cap, so 75 plus focus energy and you have the cap, 90%. So instead of 100% of your combo points, you're only losing 10% of them per heavy attack. And his first ability is his helmet as well, Wrathful Advance. beauty of ability. Like, I love this one. It's a teleport, crazy mobility, resets your bullet jump, and gives you insane amount of melee critical strike chance flat. It's just all in one, mobility and crazy damage increase. I kinda wish it was only a buff or only a teleport without the part that he performs heavy attack, because sometimes it puts me off my track. But all in all, this is what is Kullervo's best thing. And you can helmet it. Sadly, the helmet is 50% value, like painful to lose all this value. Recompense is, in short, he's defensive. You press it 3-4 times on 4 enemies and you get your overguard cap. It heals you and gives you overguard, also gives you combo points. But all you aim for is instantly get it on 4 enemies 3-4 times to get as much overguard, and always keep the overguard, because it's also immunity to status effects like knockdowns and other annoying shit like this. And other people making guides for him say this is what defines him. No, this is what defines him, and D was kind enough to make this as a helmet. But this is not what defines Kullervo. It's something he completely does not need, but it's beyond broken. Just remember the glaive throws I did. 2.1 hits, 2.1 billion. Imagine that I can hit 20 enemies for 2.1 bill and chain all of them together, that one, and every hit gets shared from one to every other chained enemy. So if I damage cap one of them, he will share it to all 19 others, and they will do the same, and like it's gonna be so much damage that the math behind it, you can do the math, I don't mind. But every enemy gets hit for damage cap, and that damage cap has to be shared with every other enemy. So every enemy gets hit damage capped once, and every other enemy will share his damage cap. So we will have basically 20 times the damage cap into one enemy. Of course, you will not have it because nothing will survive that. Like, no, it's not possible. And the last one, Storm of Wukong, a circle of raining daggers that apply slash and give you combo points. Very useful with augment, but for me, from like before the augment was a thing, it was the perfect helmet slot. I tried it with augment, put helmet on other, namely on his 3, and I didn't like it. Not really, like not useful, because Rauta is just way better at it. That's it, end of the story. For me, that's a helmet slot. If you like it, like he is broken enough, you don't need helmet. But for me, there is never enough. So I have helmets on Storm of Wukong. And now for the main thing. I'm using mainly 2 builds, Nourish and Roar. They are exactly the same modes and arcanes, so I'm just gonna go over with using the Nourish one. Growing power, because I love ability strength, and every single build you see that stacks range, fuck them, boring, boring, boring. Stack the ability strength and get the most juicy possible damage. Umbral mods, well, that's one of my regrets. I'd rather use narrow-minded so I can prevent as many heavy performances from the Wrathful Advance as I can. And basically, that's it. You can use Umbrals, you can use narrow-minded, but Transient, Blind, Augur, Primed Continuity, cause you need any duration, like let's be real. Primed Flow to activate our Violet Tau Archon Shards, cause we need 5 of them. And here you can use, well, you guessed it, Power Drift for even more ability strength. No need to get Prime Sure-Footed because overguard. And remember, those bad boys, they are just broken. Like, you cannot exchange this amount of melee critical strike damage with frame that brings so much energy easily. I just can't wait for Prime so he doesn't look garbage anymore. And I put so many crazy hours to make him look this good. I personally think I finally managed to make him look real good. My clanmate actually helped me a lot with it, gave me the best idea with the colors. It won't get less energy, so he's just a melee god. And if you stayed so long, I just wanna ask you to leave a like and a subscribe because it helps with the YouTube algorithm. And I have a bonus for all of y'all that stayed. One alternative way of playing this build that I never show off because, well, that's kind of a bug in my opinion, but since I have already so many videos, I won't be doing a showcase for the standard one. Well, that's a perfect opportunity to showcase this one. And I just wanna mention that if you play Saren, it's probably gonna be a bit better with her, just because you dab into her toxin theme a bit more. But well, what I mean is. So let's start with explaining a little thing about Cerata for those of you who don't know. The heavy attack on this one is Forced Toxin. And I have a build here, the same exact one that I have before, just the difference is the Arcane, the melee influence. But you might think how dogshit this build is, since my Riven provides me with cold, not electricity. I don't have electricity nowhere on the weapon. I only have corrosive and cold. Well, listen to this. What if I told you that you can keep a little bit weaker version, or a way weaker version of the primer, but there is one little guy that can help you to get the melee influence even if you don't have electric on your weapon. And that guy is Diriga. Electro Pulse needed in the first slot, and the rest is all for the primer. And I'm using Hellstrom with corrosive and heat. And let me show you the result. So I won't be doing the entire mission, so I will just quickly show you how it works together. Start the mission, wait for the enemies. As soon as they appear, we're gonna get our overguard and our combo points, like this. That is the simplest part, nothing much about it. Now, as you can see, the melee influence already on me, even though I didn't even do a melee swing. And now you need an enemy to shoot at you, and Diriga will catch him in the Electro Pulse. And we have melee influence. And we throw. Maybe I should have shown it to Saren because I'm insta-killing everything and it doesn't get to Toxin proc. And that's why I'm using melee exposure most of the time. I mean, please. I mean, okay, maybe you should just use it on Saren then. Literally insta-killing everything on impact, there's no way. But I can at least show you how to res your pet, your companion, when it's dead, look. You just jump before you explode, and Diriga's back up on the duty. Chain them, boom. Diriga, come, hit something. Give me the influence, here we go. I mean, I think the toxin's just killing them instantly. There's no way I have so much range on the explosion. I need some enemies. Ah, Diriga, proc it again, please, real quick. I mean, the toxin cannot proc like this. Hey. Oh my god, I do everything on purpose not to kill them on impact, but I just can't. But well, you have melee influence for free anyway. Doesn't matter the toxin or not. Everything will get nicely. And remember the overguard, when you press it, you get half a sec of the immunity. God damn it. Should have shown you on something like Dual Icon or something. Yeah, well, that would be it then from me. That's a free melee influence, and if something somehow dares to survive your melee heavy attack on him, well, you will have free toxin all around the place, but I highly doubt that anything can survive that. But well, that's all from me. Please, if you enjoyed it, like, comment, share and subscribe for me, and as always, see ya in the next one.